What is good, ladies and gentlemen? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another episode here on Wavy Temi's channel. What is going on? Sorry about that, y'all. We are back, people. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I got my brothers here with me, Staffy and Adam, to talk all things Manchester United. We got a game tomorrow that we need to discuss. We got to talk about Ruben Amorim's going away fiasco yesterday, beating Pep Guardiola in Manchester City. A very interesting match. A lot of things to discuss. I'm glad I got my bros here with me, man. It's going to be a good discussion. First of all, how you doing, bros? Staffy, Adam, what's going on, man?
Good, I'm
I'm good,
good.
bro.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm fine, bro. I'm blessed. I can't complain. I can't complain. So hope you guys doing well, man. I'm happy to be here as well. It's been a while.
I know, man. It's good. I wanted to get the band back together, talk a little ball, man. It's been a lot of discourse I've been seeing, man. I needed to bring the fellas back to get some reality, get some center here, man. Get some good, honest, unbiased opinions on what's been going on, man. I can't lie, fellas. Yesterday's performance I saw was you know, City definitely dominated that first half, but there was a lot of good things I saw throughout the course of that 90 minutes for Sporting Lisbon. Like a lot of resiliency. I saw the way they were trying to play throughout the whole 90 minutes, even when they were struggling. And yeah, man, it was a good performance. It was a good performance for them. Beating Pep Guardiola, um, getting gaining ground in the Champions League. You feel me? And man, if we can just translate a little bit of that into this team, bro, because we have better players than them. I'm seeing so many people saying like our team is shit. I'm like, no, bro, we've just been poorly coached for such a long time. Like, if he can just get this team organized, bro, I think we can make a legitimate top four run. Staffy, what do you think about that, bro?
Um, I mean, I've been echoing what you just said for a while now. I don't think our team is the best thing in the world by any means possible, but I always thought that our team is better than what we saw. And I was listening to some content creators between yesterday's game and today, and I think there's a common consensus at least that you know, Sporting are not the best team in Europe. They're not better than Man City. Even with Man City's injuries, they're still
No,
not better than them in terms of
no,
quality. Let's be honest. Who would have, like, a year ago or 2 years ago, how many of Sporting players we would have wanted? You get what I'm saying?
hmm
And you look at them, and did they play the best football against City? No, but did they get the job done? And did they win impressively? They still won 4-1. They scored 4 goals while having 27% possession, bro. If I could score 4 goals every game, I'll take 27% possession. You
facts.
know, it's not necessarily the method of how you do things, it's how you reached it. And for a manager that averages over 60 something percent possession in the league and he scores 3 goals in the league to still score four against City, where a
hmm
game you know against City, you don't try to out City by being City. You just play your way. And he did it and he scored 4 goals. And I think the best thing about it as well is that he was very transparent. He said it was we were what did he say? In his own words, basically, it's like there's nothing to take out of this game. It's like we were
Exactly.
just lucky
Yeah.
on the day. So it's
Yeah,
like
this
I appreciate that he won, and he's saying, nah, like honestly, just be humble about it because it's not like there's anything I can learn from today.
facts.
Whereas we had a manager that used to not deliver, used to not win, and come out
Exactly.
and gaslight us and pretend that this there was something to take out of the game. So
Exactly.
it's honestly very refreshing to hear. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I completely agree, bro. And this what, yeah, a lot of people took this quote and like I don't know how they perceived it. A lot of people perceived this particular quote negatively, where he was talking about, we can't transport one reality to another. We can't play the way Man United cannot play the way we play, and we will have to adapt. This is a fact. Like we're not going to play the way he played yesterday. Like generally, his teams dominate possession. Like I think they lead Portugal in they lead the Portuguese league in possession. Like that's the type of team he's trying to build. He's not trying to build like some transition team like the way they played yesterday. They played in transition the whole game. The whole game. So we're not gonna expect that from him. We're gonna expect what we saw in terms of the possession, the formation in particular. I don't want to see him change to a back four. Stick with your back three. You feel me? And it's going to be interesting, man. Well, Adam, what do you think about, I guess what we saw yesterday and what we can hope to expect from him, moving forward?
Yeah, I don't know him that much or that well, to be honest. And yesterday I missed the part where City were dominating in the first half. So I arrived at around 35 minutes. I caught about the last 10 minutes of the first half, just about, and the second half. And it was so refreshing to see the team you're rooting for actually score after a break and not concede. It just felt so weird to me to,
Facts.
I don't know what he told them, but it just felt so refreshing. They were not asleep, and the manager is leaving, and it also means that they rate him, they respect him, they want to do something for the man, which is nice. He has the support of that dressing room, which is in a way quite refreshing, because you can see, like, just look at Casemiro's performances. The guy has been Ten Hag out for a while. You can just see it. And it's
all of them, Adam. All of them are putting in a shift, by the way.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're all putting in a shift, and it just proves to me that in all, bro, it's just, I always talk about this. In all areas of life, sometimes you just need something different. Like if you go to work, I don't know what both of you do day in, day out at your job, but like if you do the same thing every day with nothing changing, at some point you're gonna hit a bit of a plateau. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is. Sometimes you just need something different. And I used to say this, I'm like, Ten Hag, for all I know, maybe Ten Hag in the locker room put the best tactics out there that a manager could put. I'm just gonna make that assumption, okay? I'm gonna be like, Ten Hag had the best tactics in the world. At the end of the day, these crop of players could not deliver what you were telling them. Whether it's your fault or whether it's their fault, at some point, you just got to realize the relationship is not going anywhere. You know how sometimes a breakup is not because necessarily someone is shit. It's just like two people couldn't get together. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Ten Hag was amazing tactically. The players just didn't understand or couldn't deliver his tactics. And there's no coincidence that we go the last two games, even though I wasn't really happy with the Chelsea game, but you see the players doing one thing that we haven't seen. They look like they don't want to lose. They want to run. They want to defend. They want to track back. They want to stay compact. They're playing with a little bit more of passion that they've been lacking. And I don't know, maybe Ruud is just an amazing motivator. I don't know, maybe he should be giving TED Talks out there to young kids in college and shit, because it clearly worked with this team. We didn't play the best football, but we just looked energized. Right. So what is it down to? I don't know, but it's just happening, and that's all I care for.
Maybe he just stopped with the heavy extra training sessions, and maybe they just slept well last night for the first time in 2 years or something like that. Because apparently the training session, everyone's injured, everyone is knackered except Bruno. Somehow that guy is just, it's fascinating. And to be fair, it's not even a dig at Bruno. It's fascinating. He's always fit, always running. Like the conditioning on that guy is very, very impressive, to be honest.
No, it is.
And I agree with Staffy. Just looked like they had a bit of energy about them. It's refreshing. I'm not a big fan of what I'm seeing from Ruud, to be honest. But
yeah, can you talk about that, Adam? Because I said this, and I'm glad that you said that. This is why, by the way, for the people who are listening to us, even when we're not streaming, I still shoot Adam a text every day or day. I'd be like, "Yo, look what this
idiot said." Hilarious, bro.
Like the other day, bro, I sent him a meme of like the top red tokens. I'm gonna bring that soon to my chat because I've had enough of these guys that want top red tokens, bro.
I said that to my dad, man. He was crying,
bro.
I was just gonna start using it on Twitter, but I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really impressed with Ruud last game, and
no, not at all.
No, I felt that he did exactly everything Ten Hag would have done if he was there, and I would be a hypocrite if I came out and said that, you know what, I saw something crazy different in terms of tactics. The energy was different, don't get me wrong, but in terms of tactic and coaching, I didn't see anything. The fact that Garnacho got to dictate when to go to the right wing and when to go to the left wing, that's something if Ten Hag did, I would have been slating him. And I got to keep the energy the same. If anything, this proves that it was just never a Ten Hag thing. I don't just hate Ten Hag. I just didn't rate him as a manager. But if Ruud does the same thing, now I got to call it out. I just saw a lot of similarities. Like, I feel like the only difference he made was in personnel, which he brought on Ugarte for Casemiro. And yes, obviously, we'll look better defensively because you have someone who can defend better than what Eriksen would have done, as an example. But other than that, I actually don't even know if he would have played Ugarte if Eriksen was available. So I'm looking at everything and I'm like, Did you really change anything? Did you try? And this is the disappointing part. And I had this talk with Griggs. We talked about when Carrick came in for like 3-4 games. Carrick right away changed the tactics. He took out Bruno. He played Sancho. He did a few things. And you looked at it, you're like, all right, this is a resemblance of what Carrick Ball is. We never got to see it until Ole got sacked.
Yeah.
I look at Ruud and I'm like, you had a 4-game audition. I understand you don't want to lose, but at the same time, you didn't tell us this is what I would have done if Ten Hag never had an influence on this team.
I
think that's the disappointing part, no?
No, I agree. 100%, bro. I definitely was like, the Chelsea game was really poor, man. It was so poor. I was like, it was a stinker, a prop by both teams. It was a proper stinker. I'm like, yo, Ruud, you could have just switched up 2 or 3 things, and people were like, okay, you did something a little different. He literally played Højlund, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho. Like that was the front four. Like, okay, like this is just what we're used to seeing. So yeah, man, like it was disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. And I think tomorrow, I don't know if we'll see much different. Maybe we'll see some changes. You feel me? And we'll do like a little quick predicted.
You know when I knew it was the exact same thing, Temi? When at some point I saw Casemiro drop between the 2 center backs in the build-up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the attack right after I saw Ugarte drop there. I'm like, bro, this is the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's the same building up with a 3 in the back thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, they thought one time, let me do Casemiro, and one time, let me do Ugarte. But
yeah, and they are both not great at that.
Yeah, no, they're not. It was, yeah, man. Ruud, listen, I wish him well. I don't know. I doubt he's gonna stay. Right? If Amorim's bringing his whole squad with him, you feel me? But yeah, no, it's gonna. I just can't wait, man. I think we'll win tomorrow. I really do. I think there's gonna be enough energy in the team to get a result. I mean, listen, that might be overconfident, but yeah, man. I think the players are still trying to prove a point, like especially from what they most likely saw yesterday, right? What they saw yesterday with Amorim and what he did with that team, like, man, it's gonna be interesting. But let's real quick, let's do a little lineup predictor.
Because the players have to feel they are like auditioning. It has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That you have to. I mean, you have to feel that way because nobody's safe. Really, nobody is safe in that team.
Nobody should.
I'm seeing a lot of people say like, "Oh yeah, Bruno's definitely going to be, he's just locked into play." I think he might start initially, but if he's playing poorly, bro, then I don't think that Amorim's going to just keep playing him, bro. Like it's just too much on the line for him. Too much on the line.
It's a big move for him. Like his reputation's on the line.
Exactly, bro. In goal, I think it's gonna be Onana. Binder played the last time, did he not?
Binder played in the League Cup, I think.
Oh,
it was against Leicester that he played.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, we are 21st in the Europa League. We have to win.
Yeah, well, we have to win. It's a must win.
Yeah,
it's really actually a must win. So he's probably gonna play. I'm imagining left back is gonna be.
We're in the bottom third of the Europa League, which is
bro. Ten Hag is a criminal, bro. He's a criminal. No wins in 3. Like, and it's not like we played like a bunch of top team. Porto was probably the best team we faced in that of the lot. Like,
exactly.
Exactly. Will probably play.
I think he's going with a full strength team, probably tomorrow. And we're playing this Sunday, against Leicester again.
Yeah, so I think he'll probably play a strong team and maybe rotate against Leicester. If I'm a betting man, it's probably
the main difference with what Ruud has done is Casemiro Ugarte. It gives us a bit more width because they are both playing centrally, so it stretches the pitch a bit. Because usually just so shapeless that we always end up playing very narrow.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good thing that we can shut up shop at least. You know what I'm saying? Because we were just
the defense is sound. To be honest.
Yeah, we were just leaking too much in that midfield.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly, I don't think our I don't think our defense is really bad. Honestly, I think we have good defense. Like I think we have a good defense. It's just like they've been so exposed because of the system. Like I think we're gonna see a lot of clean sheets over the next over the next few months, like where people are gonna be like, "Yo, these players are not as bad as we thought." Like De Ligt is actually solid. Martinez is going to make less mistakes. There's gonna be a lot less mistakes in that back line playing in a back three, bro. I really believe it. Do we think Ahmad gets a game? Like if he doesn't get a game tomorrow, bro,
Yeah, he has to start. He has to
he
play.
has to start.
It's a great question, and unfortunately, we don't have an answer because I thought when he didn't play during the week last week,
Yeah, it was red
he
flag.
was gonna start on the weekend, and then he
Yeah.
didn't start on the weekend. And I was just looking at it, and that's actually a very good point that you just brought up here, because another reason I'm disappointed in Rude.
Is
We gave Ten Hag that energy, so now we gotta give it to. I don't care that he's a club legend. You're catching smoke as well.
Yeah, bro.
What more is Garnacho meant to do wrong to say, you know what, you're getting benched today, or you know what, you're getting subbed off?
Like, off at least.
I miss having a club or a team, that when someone messes up, there's accountability.
Facts.
You said it perfectly, Adam. Adam said it in the chat when we were talking. He said his dad said sometimes, bro, you just need someone to spank that person with a belt on his ass.
Exactly.
That is what it's needed with some of our players. Listen, Temi, you're laughing. You're Nigerian. Me and Adam are North Africa. We all got whipped with that belt at some point when we were little. Whether it's your mom or it's your dad, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
I miss accountability, bro. Obviously, speaking about it metaphorically, what like when are we gonna discipline someone for missing easy chances? When are you gonna discipline someone for ignoring an open pass to Mazraoui that could have led to a goal, or like squaring to ball to someone where they could have scored?
Yeah.
When do we talk about that? Like, at what point does a player get punished for doing the wrong things, and you're like, you know what? Today you messed up. You sit on the bench and you learn how to play football with your teammates. You go now and you watch how they play when you're not there. Like, I miss having that. I used to see Wayne Rooney mess up, and then he's benched the next game, and he was our best player. Now I'm seeing Garnacho, who should be nowhere near our best player, being treated like he's the best one, and he's allowed all these mess ups per game, as if he has some insane conversion rate. Oh, it doesn't matter. He's gonna miss 5 chances. He's gonna give us 40 goals a season. Like, what is this?
Yeah, bro. He's not a good player, bro. I was having this like, listen, people got mad at me the other day, like. I brought up Elanga, bro. I'm like, bro, I like.
Is he better than Elanga? That's
if you ask me who I'd rather have Elanga. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I'm so serious.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm so serious. Like, people were like, "Oh, this is revisionist history." I'm like, no, bro. I liked Elanga when he was here. You can go back, look at the tweets. Like, I liked Elanga when he was here. Obviously, he wasn't. I'm not saying he was a starting caliber player for Man United, but like, at least he could like go down the byline and put in a good cross.
He's better than this.
Yeah, bro.
He had a very good attribute about him, which is his physicality.
Yeah,
you could look at him, you're like, you know what? He's fast. He can run, dribble the ball well, and cross the ball. And occasionally he'll get a decent strike. That's it. I thought when we're getting rid of him is because we're getting techie wingers. I didn't know when I got rid of Elanga I was getting Garnacho. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And look, Forest are third, so one is helping the team, one isn't. It's not really that complicated.
Facts. And Newcastle tried to buy him for like what 35, 40 million before the window ended, and they rejected the bid.
Exactly.
They rejected.
Would Garnacho have the same amount of GA Elanga had in that Norwich team? Sorry, not Norwich. Forest team.
No,
I don't think he would. I genuinely don't think he would.
I don't think so, bro.
Because I think Elanga had 15 GA last season in that team. That is a lot for playing it for a team like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro.
And Garnacho is not
my point on Elanga.
His physicality.
Yeah, bro. He's not. My point on Elanga always was like, bro, he can be a good asset off the bench. Like, I always thought that about him. I'm not saying he's a starting caliber player for Man United. He's not. But bro, he's not. He wasn't a scrub. I never thought he was a scrub ever. I'm like, he's decent. He's decent. Good player. Like, that's what I thought about him. You know, and it's just like Garnacho is like, he's a scorer of great goals, not a great goal scorer, bro. Like, he gets so many. I love to see what his conversion rates are, because it's like he's so inefficient, bro. It's like literally watching Marcus Rashford all over again. Like, that's where it's getting to, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I tweeted that. You know what, Temi? I tweeted that earlier this week. I said we replaced Rashford with basically Rashford. And, and the OG Rashford is still starting. So this is a lose situation for us, proper.
Bro, at least Rashford when he was starting for us at that young age, you looked at a couple of the things that he does, and you were like, you know what? He's either very good or there's a potential. There's potential to be very, very like classy. What you do, like his ball striking, his dribbling, his pace. Garnacho at this age did not have. Sorry, Rashford at this age has way more pace than Garnacho. He had elite ball striking that Garnacho didn't have, and he had very good one-on-one dribbling that Garnacho doesn't have. Garnacho, the one thing that builds him, as you said, he's a how'd you say it, Temi?
A scorer of great goals.
A scorer of great goals. He doesn't exactly, bro. Half his GA came in the Carabao Cup, which is why I tweeted. I said no amount of GA is gonna fool me about this guy. Because yes, you can get in the right positions and score a couple tap-ins here and there, but what do you give me throughout the 90?
Exactly. And one thing I like
rely on all these players that I just wait for. Everyone is a moments player in this team. Who's giving me something in the 90? So you can be like, you know what, this guy carries the load in the 90 because this striker who has a stinker is gonna give me 2 goals. Like someone has to balance it out, bro. I can't just be sitting there and everyone's absent for 90 minutes because I'm waiting for a moment.
Exactly. The one thing I like about Garnacho is the last 20 minutes, he never stops and he tries and he grows into the game to something. Like he's quite tenacious, but it's not enough. He's not strong enough. He's not technical enough. He's not decisive enough. Even though I rate that sort of application, Dan James was doing the same thing and Elanga was doing the same thing. So just like Staffy said, you keep the same energy. You have to
less volume for those players too. Like Garnacho, he's a high volume player now. Like we are feeding him as if he is like a top winger.
Exactly.
Like the Chelsea game, he would like to Staffy's point. He switched sides when he wanted to switch sides. He was getting the ball way more than Marcus Rashford was. Like I'm like, what's going on here? Like
no one has more shots in our team this season than him.
Yeah.
Like it's insane, like, bro.
What's the GA? Like I think someone was like, oh, he has 10 GA right now or something like that. Currently. But I'm like, listen, as a team, we don't score goals, bro. It's not an accident. Like, yes, there's like people, obviously, you're gonna score goals at some point. Like you're a professional football team, you're gonna score goals at some point, but it's like it's not efficient. It's not efficient. Like, what is it? I get what are you on 6 goals and 4 assists or something like that this season? I think that's what it is. But it's like I don't care. I don't care, bro. Because he's just his overall play is poor. I want to see more of this guy, man. This guy right here. This is the one. Like he needs more game time because when he plays, he actually looks like a half decent player.
100%.
He just needs. I do think he needs to, add a bit more to his game in terms of output. Like I'll be real. Listen, output's not the end all be all, but output does matter to an extent. Like so, I do want to see more of that. But I think in a better system, we will see more output.
Yeah,
I'll be real.
Just play him as well. Just play him. Yeah, and we'll see the difference because Garnacho's GA. Yeah, but we are 21st in the Europa League and around 13th or 12th in the Premier League.
It's awful.
So
it's awful.
It's awful. That G is completely irrelevant. I'd much rather him not having any goal, but every time he plays, we score 2 or 3, and we are in the top 4.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it has to be judged as a collective game. It is. It's a team sport.
It's a team sport, 100%.
It's a team sport. So when Ahmad plays, things tend to happen. He's stronger as well. He just I don't think there is any possible comparison between the two of them, to be honest, on every aspect, even strength, even pace. I think Ahmad is quicker, or at least not slower.
Ahmad is 100% quicker.
Yeah, I think he is quicker, to be honest. He's just stronger.
It's obvious.
Yeah, he is quicker. He is quicker, man. And I think there was a lot of people in during the preseason saying like, "Oh, Ahmad's not a direct player." I'm like, I think he's very direct.
He is.
I think he's a very direct player. This notion that just because he's not running into blind alleys and like constantly and that he's not direct. He's direct when he needs to be direct.
They confuse direct with stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
and the line is quite clear. Like how could you confuse the two concepts? It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same whatsoever, bro. Not the same.
I trust him to make the right decision a lot more than I ever trust Garnacho. And we've seen it last game. Ahmad is given that overlap 100%.
100%. And now that he's been playing like 4 or 5 minutes, he knows his time is limited. He's taking shots that he wouldn't take if he started the game because he knows he has to prove something. But if he started the game, there are shots that he wouldn't take.
Exactly. 100%. 100%, man. It's going to be interesting to see how this team gets reworked in the next couple of weeks, man, because that back three, like, some players are going to fall by the wayside. I'm just so interested to see who it's going to be. I'm
You know,
so interested to see who's going to fall by the wayside, man, because it's
you
going
know
to be
what's
players
funny?
that you don't expect.
The thing that kills me, I'm sorry I cut you off there, but it's when I see prospective lineups with Garnacho left wing back. Like,
Yes, bro.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
Yo,
weird.
that is
this I can't do.
disgusting, bro. I saw Jamie Carragher on, like, what was it? What's that show that is it called?
Overlap.
And no, it was like, it's like their Sky Sports show, like the
The overlap. That's what's called.
Monday Night Football or something like that. Yeah, maybe it's over. Whatever. He was doing a predicted 11 with Aaron Ramsey, or what's his
And
name,
Berbatov as well.
and Berbatov, and he's like putting Garnacho at left wing back. I'm like, bro, what are you guys thinking in your head? Garnacho playing left wing back, bro. We would concede 5 goals a game.
Yeah. Also from the right.
Like, what are we talking? We do need fullbacks, though. We probably need more fullbacks, absolutely, because
I don't think we're gonna get fullbacks. I think we're gonna get wingers.
wing backs.
As a left wing back.
Yeah,
Like we'll address that position, but it won't. I don't think we're buying like.
Yeah,
we're not gonna
buying
get Anthony Robinson as an example.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
We're gonna get an out and out winger. We're gonna get like a Grimaldo or a Frimpong. Not those names.
Exactly.
Those profiles.
Yeah. I'm following you. I agree. But something needs to be addressed, because like even the ones we have, I think Dallow's gonna be a wing back. I think Mazraoui is gonna be a wing back. We need one or two more, because can we trust Malacia? Can we trust Shaw? No, we can't trust those players. So I think in January, that's probably. I still think we need a striker, but the wing back position, if we can just loan one or whatever the case may be, I think it's going to be extremely important, man. But who do you think is going to fall by the wayside, fellas? Like, who in the team is falling by the wayside? If you were just, I know it's all projections, but do you think there's room for the Brunos of this world? There's room for the Rashfords of this world. Like, who's gonna make it?
I don't think Rashford makes it.
Are you talking about this season or in general?
This season. Like, as soon as Amorim comes in, like, who are the players that he's gonna?
I think he's going to start those players, to be honest. Like, I don't think in the long run Rashford will work, but I don't think he will drop him like from the word go.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so it might be
because that spot is like the two wingers. Like, this is Sancho would have been great there. Like, this is exactly the pocket for him.
Exactly, I agree.
Ahmad, I think Ahmad is a good player there. I think Ahmad fits the profile perfectly.
Yeah,
I think Garnacho will be the biggest loser of all this.
Yeah, Garnacho probably.
Yeah, you know it's bad when even Omar says it, and because Omar loves Garnacho. He's like, I think it's tough for him.
No, absolutely. I think honestly, I don't think these two will be in the lineup. I think one of them is going to fall by the wayside. I really do, because it's like he'll see quickly, like Højlund, Bruno, Rashford. He'll see so quickly that's not going to work, man.
I wait for Xerxes, actually. Now that you mentioned Højlund, I think Xerxes, it might be peak for him.
It could be. I don't know.
Unless he plays him as a 10, he plays him as a number 10 in behind or whatever the case may be. But we'll see, man.
Because the manager has to change, of course. Like, we sacked Ten Hag, but something in the starting 11 has to change too.
Yeah, something has to change.
Something has to change. Like, you can't put the same players and put them in a 3-4-3 and expect Amorim to do wonders. Can't happen like that.
Yeah,
we've seen it now. It's been 5 solid years of the wrong players starting, and it's been bad. It's been very, very bad.
Yeah, I think it'll be Ugarte, Menu.
I think a left wing back is a priority. I think a left winger is a priority. I think someone like Mino, but not Mino, in the midfield is a priority as well.
Yeah,
like
I agree. We need another one. We need another player. We need another player in that position.
I would say we need a younger Eriksen.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. A younger Eriksen. I agree.
Like the right profile with just like years in his legs still and more physicality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone that's good. I like the look of that guy, Zubimendi. The type of players that I like, we don't sign them. And the type of players I like, they are all at successful clubs. So surely there is something there.
There has to be something, yeah.
There has to be something.
And we'll see, man. Euro's back in training. So we might be seeing him after the international break. But yeah,
I think he's going to start Lindelof as well at the beginning.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked
He knows
about that.
Lindelof.
Actually.
Yeah.
I
Probably
wouldn't
not.
be. I wouldn't
Euro's
be-
back though, so I don't know. Think about this, guys. He's back training.
Yeah, no, I saw. I think it's
The only one who's not back is Shaw.
yeah, look
Who
at
cares,
this.
bro? Honestly, bro, listen. As much as I defended Shaw in the past, I defended him as a player. In terms of
Yeah, but
availability, I'd be a criminal if I defend this.
Yeah, no, he's got to
The
go.
fact that Bruno's about to catch up with the amount of games that he's played and re-signed Bruno 6 years after Shaw. Oh
it's
my
ridiculous.
god, bro!
Yeah, it's
6
crazy.
years.
It's
Because
crazy.
Shaw, I think he's a good player, but I think he's a cheat.
Yeah,
think-
yeah. His injury issues are just insane. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest with you. I think he's a good player. Like the people who think there's a lot of people who don't think he's a good player. I think that's crazy
I
personally.
think he's a good player. I think he's a good player.
I think he's a good player, but I just think he's
Not
the
taking
most
care of
out of
himself.
shape,
Exactly, all of it.
injury prone player I've ever seen. You feel me?
I'm slightly more overweight than he is.
No,
How
yeah,
does that work?
literally.
How does that work? It can't happen. It can't be okay. It
Yeah,
surely
bro.
can't be okay.
Yeah, bro. It's not a good look. You see, this looks much more. I can stomach this, I can stomach this to start out, but then we obviously have no cover in the most important positions. Like
I would put Bruno
maybe,
instead of Rashford on the left.
oh yeah,
Yeah. What do you think of that?
yeah. No, I like that. I'm not gonna lie.
It seems to make more sense to me. And what do you guys make of Zerski? I think it's been interesting the conversation around him.
Yeah, here's the reality. This is what I thought about this the other day because I do like the profile of the player, but I don't know if he like I just thought about it like this. Like, is he as good as Anthony Martial?
No.
He's nowhere near. And it's like Anthony Martial should be like the standard. Like that shouldn't like at least that's at least as good as you should be.
But
You know what I
Marcel was a great talent. It's just that
he's a
we
great player. No, listen, he's a great player. He's a great player. But again, for Man United, like that's the standard. Like think about like all the like bro, Louis Saha, like he's not as good as like you know what I mean? Like I like the profile, I like the idea of Xerxes, but bro, I need a gunman or somebody who's so good, such a good footballer, like he's beyond reproach. And Xerxes is not that. You know what I mean?
I think he's a very good footballer.
Yeah, he's a good
I was
footballer.
listening, and Adam, I saw you in the comments today, so I know you listened to Mendem talk as well, and they actually had a argument on that. Whereas Rance basically was saying there's no issue with him, he just can't play his game with the players around him. And Danny, from the details or whatever, he said that basically he's a step behind everyone, and I think it's a combination of both. I think he's struggling to play in a chaotic team because he is one of those players. And Temi used to say that about Sancho, and I'm gonna say the same thing about Xerxes. They're not the tempo setter type of players, but they're the players that keep the tempo if the tempo is good. They keep the play flowing. The ball goes to them, they take one touch and they pass. They make the right decision. They keep the possession. They keep the ball well. And I see a lot of similarities between him and Sancho. That's why both of them, ironically, very good players, look shit in chaotic teams. I do, however, have to point this out. Look at and it's funny that people mention Berbatov, and actually I'm gonna make a very good comparison. The thing about Berbatov that made him very good was not that he was physical, he wasn't fast or anything. He was just smarter than everyone.
Yeah,
So he would be one step ahead of you because he knows what his next step is while you're about to figure it out. And I think that's what Xerxes right now is lacking. And I think that's fine. Like I feel like over time with confidence and more play time in the Premier League, you can kind of get to that because he seems like an intelligent player who's just making the wrong decisions right now.
I hear.
I look at him in that game where we scored 5 against Leicester. The fact that it was a goal fest and you played about 70 something minutes and not once did a ball fall for you, I was like, oh yeah, that's the one he was gonna score for. It just makes me feel like the game was bypassing him. And that's why I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, you're not really occupying the right positions at times. Sometimes you're dropping when you should be running in behind. Stuff like that. And I'm like, I get it. I get how you play. But sometimes you're going to have to adapt to what's going on in the game, or else the game is going to bypass you. And he's not that type of player that is just physical and runs for 90 minutes. But I do understand that your profile, as much as it could be different, you should still be able to adapt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, when he looks slow, he actually does look solid. It's the truth. When people say
Yeah.
it looks a little bit unfit and overweight, it is true.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's not an issue. Like if by the way, if it's a physical problem, that is the least of the problems you should ever have. It is always easier to have a smart player and get him into fitness than to have a very fit player who doesn't know how to play football.
Yeah,
It is the least of your worries. I just think he just needs an adaptation period where I can finally like give him a real judgment. You know what I'm saying? But he
Yeah.
has a lot to work on it still, I believe.
I agree with everything you said, to be honest. Like, I agree with the a bit unfit, slightly overweight thing. I agree that just look, Martial and Sancho were fitter and more clinical in front of goal, and they stood no chance with this fan base.
They
So
struggle,
this guy needs to get on the program real quick because this fan
Yeah.
base is weird. Like I said that earlier this week on Twitter. That our fan base will defend any player unless they have good fundamental football fundamentals. If they have those, we don't back them. If they come for the ball, we'll defend them for the hills. So he needs to understand. He needs coaching in the sense that he needs someone next to him that look, fans here expect this and that. This is what you have to improve. Like a bit of good advice, like you said, Staffy. And the thing that Danny pointed out about the he thinks he has more time than he does at times. It's
I agree with that. I agree with
I
that.
felt that during the Chelsea game. Like I would defend Zerski. He's my type of player. Or at least I see the good footballer in there. But there were a few instances where I said, you know what, man, you need to wake up. You need to switch on. Like
Mhm.
it's tough. It's quite tough. It's a new league. It's a dysfunctional team. You have
Mhm.
players that you cannot predict what their teammates. You can't predict what they are going to be. If you expect Bruno to be next to you, don't expect that, bro. You're going to learn it the hard way. He needs to be more switched on. But he's a good
I
player.
agree.
He's a good player.
I agree. That's a great way to point it out. It's like he feels like he always feels like he had a second extra that he just doesn't have.
Exactly.
You feel me? But yeah, no, for me it's like I'm not saying he's a write-off. I'm just saying like the level of will he ever be to the level of striker that even at his best, will he ever be a striker that's a Man United proper starting strike? I just it's early. I just
Is
in
that
my
a
head,
typical striker that we would sign though, Temi? And
yeah,
that's why
yeah, of
it's gonna
course.
rely on your expectations. Like,
Of
I don't
course.
think we've in our time watching United, I don't think we had any profile that was exactly similar to what Zix said. Even
No,
Berbatov,
no.
as much as people say, Berbatov was an assist first person, but Berbatov
Yeah.
always knew where to be. Like Berbatov wasn't a creator, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like he didn't
mhm,
drop deep on purpose to just be in the midfield. That's what Rooney did. So it's like
mhm,
Berbatov, as much as he lacked the physical part, like Xerxes did, he was always roaming around the box. Like,
Yeah,
let's
and
not
he
joke
was
about this. He was
exactly
an elite goal scorer. You remember the type of goals he would score. You know what I'm
Yeah,
exactly.
saying? We
absolutely.
did I don't think in recent years we've had someone like Xerxes. So it's really gonna come down to your expectations. Like, I don't even think he knows that he thinks, sorry, that he's that type of player that's gonna score like about 20 goals a season. I don't think
Mhm,
that's even his priority. His
mhm.
priority is to get the ball in the right areas and help his team score goals, even if it means that he doesn't get that final touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
100%, bro. And maybe I think for me, it's what we need a player who gives you the 90-minute performances and the output. Like, when's the last time we've had a striker of that ilk? Like, yeah, Rashford will give us goals, but he's not giving you
The
what you need
performance.
from a 90-minute performance. I think the last time we really saw that was like 2020 Martial. Like, we haven't seen a player like that in a long time. So, there's I've heard people like, we need to focus on other things. I think for me it's obviously we need wing backs, we need a striker, and then we need that midfield position. Like we need another one of those. I think the number 10 positions, we can fill those positions. I really do.
Yeah,
I think we have players that can do that job. But those other three positions I just mentioned, yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. And Berbatov, by the way, bro, cold. I watched like Man United's like those like YouTube videos where it's like Road to the Championship
yeah,
2011, like
And it
yeah,
shows all the goals and
like the
assists.
30-minute, like it shows every game, bro. I watched, I think it was 2011 where Berbatov was just like on one, bro. Four like multiple hat tricks, like a 5-goal game, like bro,
That Blackburn game, yeah, that's what Michael was talking about.
he
I
was
had his jersey. Remember that year where we had like the black stripe,
yeah,
like on
yeah,
our
yeah.
the
chest? I
black
had his
and
jersey
yeah,
with
and then
that.
the black
I
with
don't
the
know where it
blue,
went, but I used to have that one.
bro. Cold player, bro.
Nah, he's
Cold player.
different class, Berbatov. Different class, and he was a goal scorer, like you said. Like you could
Yeah,
expect
bro.
20+ goals from Berbatov.
Yeah.
And
And
you
they used to
like-
hate him back then as well. Adam,
Yeah.
back to your theory that they what'd you say? They criticize everything but what? The you said they criticize always the technical player, something like that?
The
Yeah,
basic
our fans will defend any player unless he has good fundamentals. If he has those, they
Remember,
won't
they
defend
used to
him.
hate Berbatov, bro, because he didn't run as much as Rooney did, because he didn't tackle as much as Rooney did. They used to get pissed
100%.
at him. And it's carried on
100%.
since. Look at since then. They hated Martial. They hate Xerxes now. They always hate the
good
players that are a
players.
little bit slower, not passionate merchants. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
Exactly. Like my
Yeah.
dad, remember, like he was on BBC forums in 2006 or something, and our fans did not like Carrick. They did not rate him at all. Like, oh, what does he do? What does he do? The same discourse we have now. It's just that at the time, like, it wasn't
We were
social media.
winning.
Hey,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I was like,
but you know what,
Carrick was
Steph? It's a good point.
ridiculous.
It's a good point about Zersky. His profile is weird because usually you don't have a 6'4" player that is there to link up. Like
That's why it's all up to him, Adam, to work on that. I said
Yeah.
one of the things actually you just remind me, and I had this talk with Griggs. He needs to be one of these players that, even though he has a different style of something, which is the way he plays football, you still need to have like an attribute that fits what your physical build is. Because like I just
Mhm.
refuse to think that you're 6'4" and all you want to do is play like you're 5'10".
No,
Yeah,
I agree, bro. I agree.
That's how you play football. That's fine. But also find a way that as much as you do that, when we get set pieces, you just need to be one of the main guys. I need you to win as many headers as what's his name does, as Casemiro does. I need you to be an area. I need you to be an area threat on both sides, because you could be that elegant player that's slow and technical, likes to drag the ball, likes to flicks this and that. I have no problem with that at all. But I just don't want you to waste your 6'4" build. Like that still has to be used somehow. It's okay.
Right.
You don't want to be a target man that that physical striker like Haaland who just runs in, barges. It's okay. You don't want to play like that. But at least on set pieces, I need to be like, yeah, I have a 6'4" monster that is gonna score me like 5 headers a season. Something
That's
like
a
that.
good
Like,
start. Exactly. 100%.
Absolutely. No, all good points, bro. All good points. I know we're coming up at the top of the hour. We gotta sign off. Good conversation though, bros. Great conversation. It's gonna be interesting. Score real quick before we go. Score predictions for tomorrow's matchup. What are we saying?
I'm going 3-0 United.
Okay. What about you,
I
Staffy?
know. I mean, they're second in their league, so they're actually not doing that bad. They have 6 wins and only 2 losses. But we need a win, bro. And we're at home, so I'm gonna predict a 2-1 United. I feel like it might be like a little bit comfortable and they just get a late goal. One of those where we score and like, oh, we should have scored more. We almost allowed them to get one of those, you know?
I can see it.
I'm gonna go for a 2-0. I'm gonna go for a 2-0. We're gonna keep a clean sheet against these guys and begin and wait. We have what's our game? Oh, and we have Leicester, and then we Amorim will be here after that. So man, Ruud's got a point to prove still, man. He's got a point to prove. He needs to have 2 dominant wins and really show forth.
If he gives us 6 points and then he leaves, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah, man. We appreciate
because I don't want him to stay. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Facts. No, I agree, bro. I completely agree. But thanks. Shout out to everyone in the chat for showing love, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat for showing love. Make sure to follow Staffy and follow Adam. Their information is in the description. You feel me? Shola Shortier is gonna score. Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, he's playing for them. That's hilarious. Yeah, but no, it's gonna be interesting, man. Appreciate everyone for watching. Staffy, appreciate you, bro. Adam, appreciate you, bro. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the subscribe button. We'll talk to you guys real soon, man. Deuces.
Cheers, man.